From the Campione Law Studios in the heart of Duval County, Florida. This is the unofficial Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Your host, Seth Studer. This team. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 7th episode of the unofficial Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. What do you say? I'm going to paraphrase the artist Vincent van Gogh when I say, I have put my heart and my soul into the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I have lost my mind in the process. I have been a fan of this team forever, since the beginning, and I cannot remember a more disheartening loss than the one that we just took, blowing a 19-point lead to the Houston Texans yesterday. And that comes off a win that we had against the lowly Raiders. We won because Devon Hamilton put his paw up. My God. And we're winning football games. We're a winning team. We're 5-4. We're currently in the playoffs. But what do? After losing a game like that to Davis Mills? I mean, 19 points. Our defense just stood there in the fourth quarter. So I've done my best, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and we have a sponsor here, but you know what? This episode is corporate enough. You're going to hear from Chris Campione. He's going to spit some hot fire, I'm sure. But in the meantime, there's just ache right now as a Jaguars fan. And I do my best to try not to be the hot take artist. I do my best to talk about, you know, this team with nuance and stats, you know, and analysis, things rooted in numbers and reason. But this is not a time to be reasonable. This is not a time to be rational, because I have lost my mind. I have lost my mind. This team, this frustrating winning football team, has broke my brain. There's nothing left to analyze. There's just that familiar, burning ache of being a Jaguars fan, loving something that keeps finding new ways to disappoint you and make you question your own sanity. So, you know what? But I thought long and hard about this. I'm done with the nuance. I'm going to say something right now. And people don't want to hear it. But I actually think this, after shifting through all of the stuff from yesterday. Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in Jaguars history right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Here, in this moment, we witness something troubling, something I have seen before in other men in other places. The madness that comes from loving what cannot love you back. I do not include the audio of what Seth says in these 2 minutes, not because it's profane, though it is, not because it's irrational, though it surely is that as well, but because it crosses a line that cannot be uncrossed, a line between fandom and delusion, between hope and madness. Seth speaks of statistics, the 2022 playoff run. He invokes the chaos of Urban Meyer, the incompetence of Trent Baalke, the dropped passes of this cursed season. He constructs an argument, brick by brick, that Trevor Lawrence is not merely good, but great. The best in franchise history, Seth says. Better than Brunel. Better than all of them. But this argument is not for us, It is for Seth himself, a prayer to a God who does not answer. There is a kind of courage in this. Yes, even a defiance. To stand before the wreckage of an organization like the Jacksonville Jaguars, to stare into the abyss and to say, no, I still believe. This is not rational, but it is human, and perhaps that is enough. Or perhaps it is madness. I cannot say. What I can say is this. The audio may remain silent, not to protect you, the listener, but to protect Seth. Because once these words are spoken aloud, they cannot be taken back. And some things, once said, change a man forever. And that's the reason he is the best quarterback in Jaguars history. We don't have many to choose from, but we have him. And if we don't got belief, what else we got? That took a lot out of me. All right, guys, we're going to be coming back next segment. We got Christopher Campione of Campione Law. Big interview coming right up. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the unofficial Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. I am joined by the man that signs my checks. From the Campione Law Studios comes in Christopher Campione. Chris, thanks for being here.
It's good to be here today. Are you okay, buddy?
No, I'm not. And as you probably, I know you heard me ranting.
I'm not okay either.
19-point loss to the Houston Texans. Davis Mills looks like Davis Milrino and throws it all over the yard.
Only against the Jaguars, though.
Oh, it's the curse of the backups. Jake Browning, looks like, Terry Brownshaw. I don't know, but we can't beat. And I'm just over it, man. And
the guy is like Mills is, I think, 6-19 as a starter, and 3 of those wins are against the Jaguars. Did you know that?
Now I did. God, fuck.
I mean, and I just want to make one, kind of statement. So I took the Jaguars at +1. All right. So as when we had them on the last drive, and I'm sitting in front of the TV watching it with my girlfriend, and we let them out on 3rd down on that pass.
Right.
When we had them pinned back, I take my hat off. I threw it at the TV, about knocked it off the wall, and said, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like thinking to myself, because I know what's going to happen, right? Now they go down and they score a touchdown, right? And then they go for 2. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to blow my spread. Like, I'll take a tie at this point, right? They don't get it. And I'm thinking, like, yes, I'm safe, right?
We're good.
We're going down the field. We're driving. I'm thinking, we just got to get it just, to like the 50-yard line so our boy Little can kick a field goal. But even if they don't, like, I'm okay.
We're okay
right?
then.
I'm going to tie.
We got a howitzer, and even then, we're fine.
But even if we screw it up and the Jaguars lose, I'm not going to lose my money, right? Sure enough, clock expires. Trevor Lawrence does, that little limp-wristed and drops it on the field. And I'm watching as they run it back going, there was one way I could have lost money today on that play. And Trevor, you just found it. Can you appreciate it, right? And that was the spread. The spread was +1. Can you appreciate Jacksonville, how much money that Trevor Lawrence cost all of us that bet on our home team this week by that insanity that happened at the end of the game? Trevor Lawrence probably cost the collective city of Jacksonville probably $40 or $50 million in blowing the spread on the last play of the game. I mean, you can suck, but you just lost. I mean, he literally lost the city of Jacksonville. I would love to see how much money was lost on that Jacksonville Jaguars spread and how much came out of Jacksonville. Thank you, Trevor Lawrence.
Only the Jaguars. My prince.
Trevor Lawrence. That was Trevor Lawrence right there on the last play.
My prince. And it was also holding calls, hands to the face call on that last one. It's like we have a howitzer. We have a human howitzer in Cam Little. 68-yard. He can be good from 70. We've seen it. Get him close. And then they pass to Parker Washington. Just right there. Beep. Legal use of hands to face. 56. Whoever that sixth offensive line, cut him.
Parker Washington is the best thing we have on the Jaguars. He's the only player that motivates me. Him and the tight end. What's our tight end's name?
Strange
is good, but Parker Washington, like you see that guy, instead of running out of bounds, he takes it to him, hits him in the mouth. Trevor Lawrence is probably one of the most pathetic leaders I've ever seen in the sport of football. And I'm sorry to say that, but I remember when I was in London, I'm sitting back, probably a couple rows up, and I'm just watching him on the bench. It was the first time I'd ever really been kind of right there where I can watch him.
Right.
He doesn't talk to anybody. Nobody talks to him. It's like he walks around whispering. It's like the guy's 5 years old dealing with giants, and he's like scared to talk to people. I just cannot imagine how just unmotivating he is in the huddle. I mean, and you see every now and then they'll bring the camera in the huddle pregame. Okay, guys, let's go out. We're going to give them a good game today. And it's just like... So you might as well just shut the hell up and let Parker Washington lead the team out on the field.
You find him uninspiring.
The most uninspiring player I've ever seen play football.
Okay.
Aaron Hernandez was more inspiring than Trevor Lawrence.
You find him, you don't find him a leader.
No.
You don't think he's the face of the franchise?
He can't be.
Why not?
I mean, if he is, we will continue to lose football games from now until eternity.
Really?
Yeah. You can't be that. I mean, he is the anti-leader.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like antimatter. The anti-leader.
Like it would be better if he just didn't talk than when he does talk.
Are we memory holing what we've accomplished this season?
Maybe I'm just coming off of a bad weekend, because I will say when he did that where they dropped the ball and he ran into the end zone, I was singing Trevor Lawrence's praises that day. But you can't and I guess that's the frustrating thing, right? If we were 2 and 8.
If we sucked.
If we, you know what I mean? Like, okay,
another Jaguars.
I wouldn't be so hard. But it's like we are teetering on being like decently good. Like, and that, I guess that's probably the most frustrating thing. Like we have won games that we arguably, should have won by more. And we've lost games that we should have won.
We have left a lot of meat on the bone during a lot of our wins. However, on the other hand, I mean, we're coming here. Last time we recorded, it was during the bye week. Mm-hmm. So we had that Raiders game where we made Geno Smith, look like, Joe Montana.
That was a bad game, though.
And then that 2-point conversion at the end.
Yeah.
Thank God Devon Hamilton got his hands up, because that dude, I think it was Tyler Lockett, formerly the Seahawks, was wide ass open in the end zone. So
outside of the fourth quarter, though, it was a horrible game.
It was terrible.
You can't watch that game and go, oh gosh, if we were playing anybody but the Raiders right now, we would have won.
And for me, as the Trevor Lawrence, martyr, I'm Shiite Trevor Lawrence. Right? That's how radicalized I am. And loving this dude, because watching the tape, you see the difficulty of throws that he makes. You see what he's had to go through throughout his season. And then plus...
What has he had to go through?
What has he had to go through? He's had to go through probably the worst coaching tenure ever in Urban Meyer to start off with. He had to go through Trent Baalke for 4 years and bringing in guy after guy, whether it's Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, whoever, and finally we get a weapon in Brian Thomas Jr. And then what happens the next year? He forgets he has hands.
Did Tom Brady need a weapon? Or did Tom Brady just make
it
receivers?
Always helped that
Tom Brady made receivers, right? Good quarterbacks
he made Randy
make
Moss
receivers.
In 2007? I don't think that at all. I think you need it.
Edelman, who made it? I mean, Tom Brady made Edelman. And there was a litany of receivers that were mediocre at best until they were running flanks for Tom Brady.
But we know Trevor Lawrence isn't Tom Brady, so aren't we moving the goalposts?
We drafted him like he was. I mean, we made him our franchise quarterback with a record-breaking deal. I mean, if we're going to use franchise money, we should use it on a franchise player.
So let's try to set the record straight there.
Okay.
And looking at it, $55 million per year for a arguably average. I think he's above average. Do you think he's probably below average?
I think he's probably I would put him 20 to 25th if I was ranking
below average
quarterbacks.
So that doesn't sit well with you. That $55 million a year, obviously.
Well, and he's in his 5th year. This is where you either shit or get off the pot.
But on the other hand, there's been 30. We lead the league in drops, and there've been bad drops too.
No,
right
I'm
on
not
the
gonna
hands.
disagree with that. He should throw the ball to Parker Washington every time.
No, that we can agree on.
And Travis Hunter's a great player too. Like who is that bum? That bum that we have as our star receiver that drops every ball that hits.
Brian Thomas Jr.
That guy sucks.
But he was also third in the NFL in yards last year.
Who did he play for last year?
Us.
Did he play for us last year?
Yes, he was a rookie.
I don't know. I don't remember him last year.
But that was the wild.
But he sucks this year.
I know, which is the confounding part of this.
I've never seen somebody though so scared to run in the middle of the field. I mean, like you almost like want to get a walker and a wheelchair out for him every time you see him make an in route.
Scared, playing scared,
playing scared,
and that's kind of the whole conundrum.
I don't know if I've ever seen a football player more scared. I mean, Tua is not as scared to get on a football field as Brian Thomas Jr.
right now, and you can't. I mean, you can't memory hold that. Whatever, 1,200-yard season, like 10 touchdowns last year.
How many wins did we have last year?
4.
Yeah. So great. Good job. Good job, Brian Thomas Jr. last year.
But the thing is
got a bunch of junk time in the fourth quarter.
We already have more wins now than we did then.
Yeah.
So should we be celebrating? No, we've been yelling and proselytizing for the last 15 minutes. It's insane, and that's why in the opening segment I went insane. It's so hard to be a fan of this team. So Chris, try to steer me back, brother.
Yeah.
What is your just kind of overall philosophy on what we're doing now, not just with Trevor, but as an organization?
As the Jaguars, the most exciting thing that we have in front of us is that they're going to give us a new stadium, so we no longer have to watch the Jaguars lose in the heat. I can tell you that about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I bought about 50 PS10 related or rated Trevor Lawrence cards. And
An investment.
As an investment, Those, I probably have toilet paper more expensive than those cards these days.
Charmin Soft, like BTJ.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, what is there to be excited for as a Jaguars fan? I guess we're not the Tennessee Titans. Yeah.
Can you say that at 5-4 after going 4-13 though?
Yeah. I mean, look who we've played this year. I mean, the Chiefs were a nice win. We lost to the Bengals.
Yes.
They're crap.
Yes.
We lost to the Texans. They're bottom of the league crap.
No, they're first in defense in the league.
Oh, well, that's nice. But they have like 4 or 5 injuries, don't they?
And again, Davis Mills Reno as their quarterback.
Well, it wasn't like, I guess maybe I'm like diverting too much, but does our defense really suck as bad as the casual viewer like me sees? Like when I'm watching?
In my opinion, the defense has been the problem in these last couple of games.
We're putting points on the board.
Against the Raiders, we had a shootout go on in the fourth quarter. And against the Texans, their 3 fourth quarter drives, touchdown. And so they're playing good, and we were going, hey, we're getting all these interceptions. But we're not. We are dead last in the league in number of sacks this year. And we were praising him. And so it's like they play 3 quarters. And that's maybe adds to the frustration that you, I, and all y'all in Duval County probably feel right now.
Yeah.
I mean, And so that's what I think the defense is. And they need to step up at the right times. Finish plays. Don't do dumb penalties. And there's some ticky-tack calls at the end of that game I didn't like.
Yeah,
but,
I agree with you. But honestly, when I'm watching it, and if I was going to say who came out better on the officiating, I would say we probably did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got a couple of these ones
fails.
too.
But what's his name? Tackled the dude in the end zone when he was, I can't remember the exact play, but I remember maybe it was right there. No, it was the before we let their quarterback walk in from 12 yards out. It was the play before.
With a Jaron Jones with a questionable DPI call against I think it was Nico Collins there right before they scored the touchdown.
Was that the most pathetic run by a quarterback that you've ever seen? I mean, he's walking in, and you got like a couple of Jaguars just trotting behind him, and then you've got the defenders that kind of look like they had vertigo or something. When they couldn't pick up where the guy was running from, and it's like you got this crippled old white quarterback gimping into the end zone at a speed of probably 3 miles an hour. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know.
Watching it in slow motion, it was like a horror movie. Because
you saw it in slow motion. It was in slow motion. The guy was slow as hell.
Right. And so he's going, I'm like, oh my God, because on the left side they were in man coverage, and the Texas defender kept running, and the stupid cornerback turned his head.
Yeah.
You have pursuit by Trayvon Walker. He's not running hard enough. And then it's a 20-yard scamper, and we make Davis. We told him it didn't move like Dan Marino there. We made him look like White Vic.
Yeah.
And it was just gross. But we're still winning.
I don't know.
We're still winning, brother.
I don't know.
And next week, we got a banged-up Chargers. The week after that, we got games against the Jets. We got 2 games against the Titans. We got games against Arizona. We got games at least 4 easily winnable games, which should get us to 9 wins.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple of toughies.
Outside of San Francisco, who have we beat that's good this year?
The Chiefs.
Were they that good this year?
Yes.
Are they really?
Yes.
What's the Chiefs record?
The Chiefs are 5-4, just like us, which we have a tiebreak on now.
Are we that good?
Yes. Well, no, I don't know. That is my existential crisis right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you summed it all up in 2 sentences.
Sorry.
Yes. No. Cognitive dissonance. My mind splits in 2.
Well, and it's like I don't know. Like I'm just thinking, like from a coaching standpoint, or I guess front office standpoint, why didn't we fill some of these holes on our defense before the trade deadline?
I think we did.
Did we?
In the sense that we
enlighten me.
Well, yeah, sure. So in the offseason, we had gotten some smaller, like not the big budget free agent signing. We got Jordan Lewis, our nickelback from the Cowboys, who was hurt in this last game. And has been playing great. Awesome. We signed safety Eric Murray, formerly of the Texans.
When?
Before the season. And he was placed on injured reserve during the bye week. So we're out without him. And so some of that depth that we had built up over, and the veterans that we brought in, that Gladstone brought in, those veterans are gone right now. And it's like our defense has reverted to the 30th ranked defense that showed us last year.
I know when I see my boy Wingert on the field that we're down the
we're cooked.
Now that guy leaves it on the field. I think I've talked about him on this podcast before. I love the dude.
I love him too.
That's the jersey I wear.
Everyone loves Dewey.
But that we got injuries when you see him on the field. You don't have to know the depth chart. You just know if he's out there, we got a few people out.
We drafted a safety out of my legal alma mater, Tulane, in the 3rd round, who was instantly placed on IR at the beginning of the season.
Nice.
So
sounds like a Blackman pickup. What was the dude?
Caleb Ransall is his name.
Okay. You know the guy I'm talking about? We drafted in the 1st round.
What, the drunk? Justin Blackman?
Justin Blackman. Best NFL pick of all time other than the NBA pick, Sam Louis.
He was our best, and that summarizes the Jags. It's like draft pick after draft pick after draft. And then we hit on a wide receiver. A wide receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. last year, who you forgot even played for them and has been invisible this year.
Well, I guess I forgot. The reason I forgot is everyone keeps saying he's a stud. He's a stud. He's a stud. It's like, where was he a stud at? I guess last year when we were 4-win team, he was a stud.
Yes.
But that's the same reason why, if you looked at Blake Bortles' stats, you would call Blake Bortles a stud. Right?
The garbage time king?
It was the garbage time king. You know what I mean? It is, there is a value to that if you're playing fantasy football, not real football. So, yeah, I'm sure he was great for for your fantasy football teams last year, but the Jaguars didn't do so hot with him.
And for him to not have the value this year, it's just been so soul deadening because it's been off of easy drops. And now you know that the trust relationship between Trevor and Brian Thomas Jr., who also did not play in yesterday's game,
thank God,
has been ruptured. But did you recognize, did you realize Jacoby Myers? It was our new sign-up. What did you think about him in his first game?
I thought he did all right. I mean, it was
too.
refreshing not to watch Brian Thomas Jr. out there.
He finally have someone to catch the ball, so I am actually feeling pretty
love
optimistic.
Parker Washington.
Me too, buddy.
But you wonder why, like, a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. sucks so bad, why he can't get on the same page with his quarterback is because the poor leadership. The poor leadership has something to Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
You can't motivate your people. You're not. I don't know if he's putting in the time or not, but it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
You're not talking to him really on the field. You talk like a little girl. Who are you motivating out there?
Okay.
Who are you motivating to go out over the middle and lay one out for you?
Okay.
The only person who does that on our team is Strange and Travis Hunter. I freaking love Travis Hunter, by the way.
And I do.
Now that was a good draft pick.
And I do too. And so, but to the Trevor, I mean, what do you just want him to have more moxie and umph out there? What do you, can he, if you're talking to Trevor, give Trevor some examples.
Well, the problem is, and I would say this to motivate Trevor, but like it's stuff you can't teach. Like generally people are leaders, right? They're either leaders or they're not leaders, right? Like it's an intrinsic trait in somebody's personality. It is just, and like we've all kind of probably played one level or another of competitive sports growing up. Like it's important to have a leader on every team. And generally, like if it's a basketball team, a lot of people would look to the point guard. They're leading the offense. In football, a lot of people look to the quarterback because they're in charge of the offense. So it's like every sport kind of has that kind of natural leader, football more than anyone, that's kind of already pegged. And, when you're just so unmoving, you're so quiet, and you look so disinterested, just generally disinterested, you're not going to motivate folks. And to my own point, playing devil's advocate, there have been streaks of that and you can tell he's feeling the pressure. Like he was not a quarterback that would ever run the ball. This year he's been running the ball. Like that is nice to see. It looks like you give a shit.
Yes. And I think
so like, yes, it's nice to see, like if you're going to go out there and suck, at least look like you're leaving it all on the field, right? But I just did not feel that in the fourth quarter in that last game. And when I was in London watching the Jaguars just get their teeth kicked in, it was the most pathetic existence I've ever seen of a quarterback on a bench. Oh. Nobody was talking to him. He wasn't talking to him. I mean, literally.
Well,
just,
what are you gonna say?
There,
what are you gonna say
the kid
when
in fourth grade who gets bullied at school at lunch? He's sitting at the lunch table by himself.
I think that in that game in particular, let's go to the London game, 35-7. I mean, the Jaguars were losing by 3 touchdowns in a blink of an eye. I think Stafford threw 187 yards, 5 touchdowns in that, and I think Trevor's been I think he's been a fine leader, but I think he does need a little juice sometimes.
By what standard?
By what standard? Who's he leading? I mean, the offense?
He's got natural talent.
Yes.
Right? Tom Brady is a true leader.
Okay. There's not, who is a true leader playing today? Would you say Joe Burrow, Josh Allen? Would you even call Patrick Mahomes a true leader by your definition then?
He's much more of a true leader than, he has... It's that
talks like Kermit.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like these yuppies, right? Maybe it's just the generation, right?
Sure.
Let's go, guys. And it's like, who you motivate? Like, I don't know. I'm picturing football from when I was growing up.
Sure,
rough and tough, knock their head off.
So there may be a little generational dissonance between what a leader is today, as opposed to us. Millennials,
it could
be the younger millennials and the Gen Zs.
It could be. Maybe I'm just really upset because Trevor Lawrence cost me a lot of money.
I think you might be.
I'm just saying. I would just love to see somebody pull a stat with how much money that Trevor Lawrence directly lost the city of Jacksonville.
I'm sure we can get
how much money was taken out of the community and put over at Caesars? Like how much was just sucked out of our community by Trevor Lawrence making that move on Sunday?
Well, actually, so you're a Travis Hunter fan. You got to watch him have his best game ever playing cornerback against Devontae Adams in the Rams game, and also having his best game, scoring his first touchdown. Yeah. What did you see from him personally out there?
It kind of reminds me of Brian Thomas Jr. last year. It didn't mean a hell of a lot that day, but it was nice to watch a player that actually catches more balls than he drops.
Okay.
the guy, for me, you can tell a lot by a receiver by how they act when they get in the middle of the field. Hence why I talk so bad about Brian Thomas Jr., right?
Right.
He goes out in the field. I mean, the guy's laying. And in this day in the NFL, you can't headhunt like you used to. You're not going to get whacked the way you would have 20 years ago.
Why so scared?
Why so scared, right? Like, I get it. 20 years ago, yeah, you might come down with your head knocked off, right? That doesn't happen nowadays. Like, catch the damn ball. And, like, he's the kind of guy who leaves it all out there. I like it. He plays both sides of the ball. I like it. He's not scared to get hit or take a hit. I like it. And, I mean, he's freaking effective.
All right. Big Boss Man. Final Jaguars question.
Okay.
We're at 5-4. We got an easier stretch of the schedule, but we have 2 games against the league leading Indianapolis Colts. We're 5-4 now, 17 games. What is your final prediction to the Jaguars, and how do you see the rest of the season going? Talk me through it.
Yeah, so contrary to everything I just said, I'm a huge optimist and a Jaguars fan. So it would be totally outside of my spirit to suggest that we're going to have anything else other than a winning season.
Okay.
Knowing how inconsistent the Jaguars are, I wouldn't be surprised if we went out there and beat the Colts both games.
Both?
I wouldn't be surprised. Certainly not, at least pulling one win out of them. It's what the Jaguars do, right? We win games we shouldn't. We lose games we should.
Well, yeah. and we have a big record of beating, I think it's Indianapolis at home. We've won 11 years in a row.
I would not be surprised if we pulled the wild card slot this year and made a game or 2 run into the playoffs.
Okay.
I mean, it really just depends on whether or not we get hot at the right time and whether or not Trevor Lawrence's balls drop. Not Brian Thomas Jr.'s. Brian Thomas Jr.'s balls drop, we don't win.
Yeah, right. Drop
Yes.
All right. So, Chris.
Yes.
Been a little bit of news recently. My understanding is that
Trevor Lawrence, I love you.
Yeah,
I love you.
You have made an investment into the Jacksonville Armada was it majority owner?
Yes.
Congratulations, man.
Good, sir.
So tell me, walk us through how this gets started. When did the Armada come onto your radar? And when did you decide to think that this was the time to make the right move?
Well, one quick thing before I jump into your question,
Yeah.
since we're talking about losing sports teams, I hate to lose. I hate to lose in business. I hate to lose in life. I hate to lose on the field. I can guarantee you that when the Armada take the field for their first MLS Next Pro game, we don't lose, right? It is my goal to make the Armada the best team that Jacksonville has ever seen, right? I mean, honestly, kudos to the Jumbo Shrimp, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, champions.
Let the people of Jacksonville know what it feels like to support a winning team. The Jaguars haven't done it since the 90s.
Yep. Last millennium.
You know what I mean? Like, good for you, Jumbo Shrimp. And as the new steward of the Armada, I'm going to leave it all out there. I'm going to be, that owner that's getting loud and rambunctious because I want the team to win. I want the city to win. I want the community to win.
What drew you to soccer and the Armada as an organization?
Sorry, to your question that I just totally blew right past and started talking about winning.
I'm an attorney. I can get you back on track.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, I had met Robert, the current owner of the team. We had a wonderful lunch together. I got a chance to meet him. We have a lot of similarities. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. I approached him with the idea of potentially buying in as a minority principal or a minority owner of the team. Because I own about 8 or 9 other sports teams in a minority principal or minority partner role, but never as the majority partner.
Okay.
So I approached him about doing it, and at the time he wasn't, taking on any partners or anything like that. That was fine, but it opened the dialogue. It opened the door to the conversation. So earlier this year, I decided that I would make a pitch to try to acquire the team. I knew that they had some certain deadlines coming up. Team hasn't played professionally in quite some time. But Robert had done a very good job of negotiating a deal to get some land down in the entertainment district, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what initially drew me to the deal. Everything's there. You've got a great fan base. You've got a great team. You've got a great league in MLS Next Pro. It's in the MLS ecosystem. It's one rung down from MLS. I've seen some stuff on the news. They call it a development league. Honestly, it gets under my skin because we are the pinnacle of MLS Next Pro. We're an independent team. Right,
right. As opposed to
standpoint, it feeds up
FC Cincinnati 2. right?
Yes, and that's when we could have a whole conversation about divisional soccer and whether it matters or not.
Yeah.
And people say they like the USL because of promotion relegation that they promised to be a thing in 20 years. It's just never going to happen in American football. Sorry to break it to you, anybody who likes the USL. It's like saying that the XFL is ever going to compete against the NFL. Like, good luck going against the Hunt family, Arthur Blank, and all the other NFL owners out there. But it's besides the point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I like where we're positioned as an MLS Next Pro team. It gives it makes the team stronger, makes the investment in the community stronger. It's the place you want to be in the soccer ecosystem.
So it's been, I think, a week and a half or so since you announced. What's been the most exciting thing to you personally about the process so far?
The announcement was fun last week because I've been pouring a lot of time, energy, and resources into this the last 8, 9, 10 months.
Right.
8 months. I work on it every day. We've got a team. What people don't realize is probably how big our back-end operation is on this, right? It's not just me. There's a group of partners. There's a group of principals at the table, that are helping me, and we're doing it in tandem and as a team to get this thing across the line, to get this done for the city of Jacksonville. The most exciting part, I think, to me, is to be able to sit around the table, see the other faces we have at the table, and know what a good job I think that we've done of being the future stewards of this team and getting it. Taking it to fruition.
Hell yeah. So it sounds
the
like
writing is on the wall.
You're building a squad. Hell yeah, man. So last thing. So just what would you like fans of the Armada to know right now?
Yeah. So it's a little difficult. And obviously we're talking about the Armada now, but I got to be careful about how I talk about it because we're still going through the MLS approval with the Board of Governors, right? Now, once that's supposedly done, I should be able to talk freely, all these kinds of things. I can make news, et cetera, as it comes. But right now, it's like I'm kind of in this gray area, what I can and can't say. But what I would like the folks to know, which I don't think has been accurately reported, and I really don't necessarily have the platform to do it because I don't own the team yet. So I can't talk through the official channels, and there's only so many things I can say without MLS approval, is go read my statement. Read what we're talking about with the stadium with the stadium build. This is not a typical stadium or a team acquisition where it's like, yeah, I'm buying a team and, we're going to go find a piece of land and we're going to go get some renderings done and we're going to build a stadium and do this, that, and the other. And no, we're buying the team. The team comes with the land. The permits have been approved. Now we're modifying them. They should be back in a few weeks. The PUD's been approved with the city. We should be going vertical in January. Like, this is happening rapidly, right? And a lot of the news out there, I don't think they fully comprehended how far we are along in the project.
Right.
It's not very speculative. This is something that I have committed great time, resources, and energy to, and I'm not going to let up anytime soon. We're going to get the damn thing across the finish line, and we're going to get this done for the city of Jacksonville.
Well, stay tuned, right? Chris Campione, I'm so happy for you, brother.
Ooh, sorry for the passion today on Trevor Lawrence.
It's been one of those. It's been one of those weeks.
Trevor Lawrence, if you're watching out there, I don't hate you. I really love you.
The little mea culpa.
It comes from a place of love. Like, I want to win, and you have the raw talent. It's just, I'm a leader in this business, right? We're all leaders in our own senses. And it's just like from one leader to another, like, you can do better. You can inspire people better. You can inspire the fans better. And you have glimpses of it, and that's, I guess, the frustrating thing. If he was just totally inept, it would be like we wouldn't be talking about it, right?
We're Jags fans. We're doomed.
We are.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. We'll be right back with the Claws of History. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the unofficial Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Special thanks again to Chris Campione coming on, breaking some news, talking some ball. That was a lot of fun. And special thanks to him. Special thanks to Campione Law. When bad things happen to good people, give us a shout. We're here to help. But it wouldn't be a unofficial Jacksonville Jaguars podcast without our closing segment, The Claws of History. And for this, episode's Claws of History takes us to 1796 in the Italian Alps. France and the army was exhausted. Its armies were hungry, unpaid, and almost forgotten. And into that chaos rode a 26-year-old by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte. He was unproven, he was ambitious, and he was electric. The men there laughed when he arrived, but Napoleon said to the men, "Soldiers, you are ill-clothed and hungry. The government can give you nothing. I will lead you to the most fertile plains of the world, where there you will find honor and glory." It wasn't comfort he offered, it was belief. And that's something that the Jaguars can use now. Days later, Napoleon's army stormed down the mountains against larger and better armies. Napoleon moved faster, hit harder, refused to wait. Every skirmish was chaos, but in the chaos, Napoleon found his rhythm. And the Jaguars are needing to find their rhythm now. Because the Jaguars are an army that stands in doubt. They just blew a 19-point lead to the Texans. 5-4, a winning record somehow feels hollow. Fans are disoriented. The quarterback, Trevor, is at a crossroads of, belief and frustration. The whole team is. But this is the moment that Napoleon understood best. The valley between humiliation and victory. The schedule for the Jaguars ahead is open. The Cardinals, the Jets, 2 against the Titans. These are winnable battles. But twice we'll face off against the league-leading Colts. And they're probably the Austrians on the other side of the river. Those are the tests that decide if the Jaguars conquer or collapse, right? Napoleon said, in war, the moral is to the physical, as 3 is to 1. They got to have belief. The Jaguars need to have belief in themselves right now. Brian Thomas Jr. needs to have belief in himself. Trevor Lawrence needs to have belief in himself. Liam Cohen needs to have belief in himself. We don't need talent. We need conviction. So this Texans game could be that moment in the Alps. Painful, necessary. A necessary spark that reignites the hunger to win. Because once he crossed the Alps, the world changed its mind about Napoleon. He became an conqueror. So, as a Jacksonville Jaguars stand in their locker room, practice this week, they need to say, we march now. Napoleon's campaign in Italy turned a starving army into an empire. Can the loss in Houston change the Jaguars into the team that we know they can be with how much meat they've left on the bones thus far? History waits. The only question is, are the Jaguars going to climb? That's it for our episode. Thanks again to Chris. Remember, buy UM, uninsured motorist coverage. Man, jackasses are on the road, and those jackasses who cause accidents, they probably don't have the best coverage. So what's going to be there to protect you? Buy UM. Thanks again to Campione Law. See you in 2 weeks.